Better late than never, they say. This is my video about Record Store Day 2021, which, as you guys know, was split into 2 drops, RSD Drops 1 and 2. They were June and July, and I actually didn't go to any record stores. The first RSD drop, I was at one of my best friend's weddings, so that was a good reason to miss Record Store Day. And the second drop, there weren't that many things on that list that I was really excited for. Ultimately, I was able to get everything I wanted online. Let's talk a little bit about RSD kind of in general before I show you the haul. I love Record Store Day as a concept. A day once a year, or lately 3 to 4 times a year, where record fans get to all come together and support their local record store and get to celebrate vinyl. It's a beautiful thing in concept. However, I do believe that every year it is starting to decline. I got everything I wanted to get online. Now that's still supporting local record stores because I'm buying from their Discogs or their websites if they put the stock up. It's just that I don't have to go wait in line to go support them, which as a 32-year-old, my body is thanking me. But I do miss some elements of, going in line, meeting people, having that kind of kinetic energy going on until you get to go in the store and get your haul. But I also don't know if that outweighs the ease of sitting at your computer and just getting what you want pretty much for MSRP. I mean, if you stay on top of Discogs and Reddit and Facebook groups, it's really easy to find this stuff the day, 2 days, a week after the event for the price that you would have paid at the store, and sometimes even cheaper. Lately, I've been noticing a lot of releases that I'm paying MSRP for are online the next day for cheaper. The point of Record Store Day is to have these awesome records that are limited and hard to get, and you got to go to the store and earn getting these records by putting in the time, etc., etc. And those releases are few and far between these days. Gone are the days of the cake box set and the things that stores would get one of, and you have to fight to try to get the one record that they have. Nowadays, I feel like almost every record I get disappointed when I'm like, oh, I could have waited a week and just bought it online for $5 less. Also, I am feeling like the QC has been a little sloppy over the past few years. More often than not just my own records, although I am experiencing this, I'm reading online that people are getting really warped records with pressing defects, records that have the same A-B disc twice when it's a 2-disc set. Things like that where it's harder to get replacements because they are limited Record Store Day releases. That's not good, and that doesn't encourage me to pay these premium price points, which honestly, as we all know, Record Store Day records tend to be a little pricier than your average record, and I don't know, there's something about it that's kind of rubbing me the wrong way as a collector. I still want to support record stores, and I think that's a really important thing we have to do as collectors and as fans of the hobby. But Record Store Day as a whole, I think it needs to have some changes, and maybe I can think about what those could be. Leave a comment if you have ideas of how it could change for the better. That could be a whole video in itself. But this video, let's talk about the releases. The interesting thing about this video is that I actually got to listen to a handful of the ones before I made it. Usually I show off my haul before I can spin them. This time, a few of them, haven't had time for all, I get to actually tell you what I think about the sound quality, so let's dive in. Let's talk about the ones I have not had a chance to listen to yet. First up, we have the Glitch Mob, Drink the Sea, which also comes with the ambient versions, and that's the reason I purchased it. I enjoy the Drink the Sea album. It's pretty good electronic music, but the ambient versions are beautiful, and I bought this basically just for that. I haven't been in an ambient mood lately, so I haven't listened to it, but I gotta say, $41 for a 2LP is a little pricey, but such is life. Michelle, Peace Beyond Passion. This is an album I actually had not heard about, and my buddy Saxon, who owns Wax Records Inc. in Florida, he turned me on to this. He was like, Matt, you should listen to this. You will love it. Really good R&B, neo-soul, just like great edgy but catchy and smooth vibes. First time on vinyl. I'm really a big fan of this record, and I've heard it sounds pretty good, so I'm excited to spin it. I just haven't had time yet. One of my favorite indie albums growing up, Tune Yard's Who Kill, the exclusive Splatter vinyl. I haven't been in a huge hurry to listen to it because I know the album really well, but actually, let's open it right now on camera. Let's take a look and see what the Splatter looks like at the very least, because hopefully it does the cool cover justice. I haven't even looked at a picture of this yet. Yeah, that's a pretty cool Splatter. I like all of the different colors. You got the greens, the pinks, the blacks on the white. I love that. Looks really nice. Hopefully it sounds as good as it looks. I picked up Prince, The Truth. This is one of his rare, I think maybe only fully acoustic records. I love Prince. I love his big albums, of course. A lot of the other ones are hit or miss for me, so I don't own them. But an acoustic Prince album is definitely a treat. And what I love about this is the presentation. It's a fairly simple jacket, but you have this kind of spot foil, which is really nice on both sides with the logo and the back. So I haven't heard how this sounds yet. I'm hoping it sounds good. I think if it didn't sound good and it was an acoustic record, that would be a huge misstep. Very glad that this one didn't get fully canceled in the US. This is Tattoos, 200 kilometers per hour in the wrong lane. This features their biggest songs, Not Gonna Get Us, All the Things She Said, etc., etc. Really, really good kind of synthy pop music by this dynamic duo that I don't think they make music anymore, but when this came out, I mean, these songs were everywhere. Just a really, really well-produced, catchy pop album, and I'm excited it's on vinyl. And I haven't listened to this yet, but this is the Timeless series by Mochilla, or Mochilla, I'm not sure how you pronounce it. This is the Suite for Ma Dukes, which is the Jay Dilla, the orchestra performing Jay Dilla tunes, which I'm really excited about. I did get a chance to hear the other one, which I'll share with you in a minute, and that sounded phenomenal, so really have high hopes for this. I would love for this group to do more of these classic album reinterpretations. Now for the records I have heard. So we have Mr. Hood by KMD. Here's the OB, I just throw it back here. If you don't know KMD, this is the group that Zev Love X was in, and he became MF Doom when he started his own solo career as a rapper. Really, really good, fun. If you like De La Soul, kind of similar vibes. It's like a little goofy, great lyrics, great beats, just very fun. And I love the pressing of this. I mean, obviously you saw the cover, and I think this matches it so perfectly. Just like a really nice interpretation color-wise. I love when artists nail it with the variant, and this is undoubtedly one that was nailed. I will say this, my discs were a little warped. It wasn't unplayably warped, just noticeably. So not great, but they still sounded fine. This one was an absolute treat. This is Mega Ran 9. So if you don't know, Mega Ran is an MC. He doesn't just do video game inspired music, but a lot of it is. So it's really, really good beats with a little bit of kind of chiptune elements at times. He's rapping about Mega Man. He's like basically making these stories all about Mega Man. And ultimately, he is a phenomenal MC, and this is a very well produced record. The bass was awesome on my setup, and even if you're not a fan of Mega Man, I feel like this album is just a good hip hop record. I was pleasantly surprised. I do say the sleeve is a little weak. It's one of those kind of fold-over sleeves. He's done that for a few of his releases. It's not that expensive to just do a full sleeve. I don't know why some artists choose this aesthetically, but at least the disc itself sounds great. I would have loved for it to be blue for Mega Man, but what are you gonna do? I have been so into this band lately. Tears for Fears live at Massey Hall, 1985. This is right after their second album, Songs from the Big Show, came out. Tears for Fears, man, I've been listening to so much of them lately. I really think that they are maybe one of the best bands of the 80s. Like, I would put them in the top 5 without a doubt. Just unbelievable musicianship, the vocals, the really like dark synthy beats. This is like new wave at its finest. And what's interesting is that I knew this deep inside my heart, and I'm embarrassed I'm admitting this on video. When they played Memories Fade, which is side B, song 1 on here, which is a track off of their album The Hurting, which is their first record, I was blown away because I never made the connection that is exactly what Kanye sampled or interpolated on Coldest Winter on 808s and Heartbreak. It's like the same melody, the same lyrics up to a point. And when I listened to it, I like gasped because I forgot that was what he took. And it's just crazy to hear that song and then in the context of 808s, which is one of my favorite records. But this is a great live record. It sounds really, really good for a live record, unlike another one I'm about to show you. This was the big disappointment of my entire record store day experience musically. This is Rage Against the Machine, Battle for Mexico City. If there's one thing Rage needs, it's power behind their recordings. It's the energy. And this recording, although the presentation's not bad, the green and red records to match the Mexican flag, it is in a single pocket, kind of thin jacket. Packaging aside, the album sounds horrible. I thought I was crazy. I thought it was my setup, and I went onto Discogs and I looked, and people were agreeing. It sounds like it was recorded through a tin can behind a wall. Even blasting it as loud as I could, realistically, it was very thin sounding. And I know not all live recordings are created equal, but for some reason, this record in particular was a really tough listen. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. It was just like very disappointing to me. I think I'd much rather just listen to the studio albums, but maybe you guys enjoyed it. I personally did not. Talking about a good live recording, though, we have the Mochia Timeless Arthur Verocai record, which was just unbelievably lovely. If you like jazz, if you like Brazilian music, they do this such justice. It is such a wonderful, wonderful listen. So if you like this kind of music, this is a must own. I also think the packaging is really nice. It has this great gatefold. The jacket has great coloring, great texture, just really high quality product. Higher quality than some of the ones I bought that were double the price, which is interesting. I don't have enough kind things to say about how great this pressing is of Slum Village Fantastic Volume 2. Again, nice little obi that kind of matches up with the text there, which is cool. This is the hip-hop group that Jay Dilla was in, and you can tell because the beats are phenomenal. Great features on there. We got a Busta Rhymes feature that's fantastic, but look how great this record looks. It's like this translucent, milky clear swirl with like gold and it looks like gray splatter. It's so beautiful looking. It's one of my favorite variants I've seen in a very long time, and it really matches the cover quite nicely. But more importantly than the looks is that it sounds great. I mean, this is a really, really great record. My only concern might be that it's a little quiet, but ultimately you can just turn it up a little bit. Not really a big issue. But yeah. Great album. There's a D'Angelo song on there. Just really, really good if you're a hip-hop fan. Worth owning. What I would love for you to do is tell me what you think about what I found. Also, tell me what you think about RSD as a whole, considering my thoughts on it. I hope you guys like this video. I have really good stuff planned for the next couple weeks, so stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching Too Many Records. As always, more coming soon. Take it easy.